friends, my name is Joey. I'm so glad you're here. I got my dollar bead box and my dollar bead bag in the mail. This is a bead club. You can either subscribe to the dollar bead box, which is extremely reasonable, or you can subscribe to the dollar bead bag, like add it on, or you can pay an annual fee. Like if you're in America, you know about Sam's and Costco. It's the same thing. And then you're not having a subscription, but you can shop the website. And the reason it's called Dollar Bead is because everything on the website is $1, and they have great sales and promotions, like extra discounts for our subscribers every month. So look at this month. It is curated. I've been getting this box for many years, probably since they started. And back when I started getting it, it wasn't really curated. It was a sampler. But now every month they curate it so everything goes together. So in the dollar bead box, we get a nice list. They start off with the strands and then go into the additional items. And the dollar bead bag is an add-on subscription. It's only $8 a month, and you get 8 strands, and they, would be $1 a piece. They're always 4 3mm strands and 4 4mm strands. So I'm going to go through this unboxing as quickly as I can because I've already designed a project. That happens to me. If you've been on my channel before, you know that I start designing when I'm setting up to show you. Like, beads just inspire my creativity. So we're going to go through the check glass strands really quickly. The 3mm strand, we got a crystal blue Zerit. We got a bronze iris or a matte bronze iris. Clearly mine is matte. We got a rainbow bronze iris. Look at that. I love check glass beads. These faceted rounds are just amazing. And the last one, you would have either gotten Jet AB or matte Jet AB, and I got the matte. I love them. I just love those little guys. Okay, and in the 4mm strands, we got this jet with brown flare. Look at that. Oh, I love that. The brown kind of gives it a bronzy look, and I just love that. And the next one, you would have either gotten metallic bronze iris or matte bronze iris, and clearly I got the matte. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the matte beads. I mean, I actually love them all. I shouldn't say that. And then the next one is a matte hematite 4mm check glass faceted round. I mean, that is like a staple in your bead supplies. You can use that for so many things. And the last strand is either a matte jet Maria or a matte jet vitriol, and I got the vitriol. So I love, love, love those. And then in our box, in the dollar bead box, we got a 6mm fire polished bead. It is jet half silver or jet light vitriol, and I got the light vitriol because you can just kind of see those peacock colors as you turn it. And for me, I love a 6mm bead. It's just perfect. And this is so gorgeous. This is 25 pieces of a matte silver 4mm check glass English cut bead. Oh my goodness, this is an amazing little bead. This is going to go into my first project. I might as well just put that right here. And then look at these. These are check glass rondelles. You would either get hematite or jet AB. I got the hematite, and there's 35 pieces here. I love this little smooth rondelle. It's almost like a fat little mini donut bead. I love that bead. So pretty. And I also love getting cube beads. We got 35 pieces of a jet check glass cube, and it's a cube, it's square, but it's soft, like the edges are soft. So pretty. And this is one of my loves. This is, you would either get a hematite or a 2-hole opaque white luster of a check glass lintel. So I got the opaque white luster 2-hole lentil bead. I absolutely love playing with 2-hole beads. I do a very little tiny bit of bead weaving. Mostly I do other things, stringing, wire working, that kind of thing. But I have an entire playlist for things to do with 2-hole beads, and you don't have to be a bead weaver or seed beater to do the projects. So I am thrilled to get those. And then we got a little strand of the ancient block bead. There's 8 pieces here. and it's the check glass large hole Celtic block. So I love that. If you've been around my channel, I'm sure you have seen me do a Brazilian waxed cord knotting project, and you need a little bit bigger hole, especially if you want to do multi-strand. So I just love getting those. And then our additional items, my favorite item in the whole box is this freshwater stick pearl. It says the size varies, and you would either get white or silver. I clearly got the silver. I just love pearls, and I have been a little bit obsessed watching the jewelry trends and fashion shows for going into 2025, and pearls reimagined are coming in big. Not, June Cleaver's pearls with the knots in between that she wore while cleaning house, but Baroque pearls and freshwater pearls, unusual shapes, unusual configurations, contemporary elements in the design with the pearls. So I have already placed another order with Dollar Bead for more pearls that they had on their website, and I am just so thrilled. I'm not going to use this in today's project because I want to wait for my other order to come in to do my project, but I was thrilled to get that. I don't jump on every trend, but some of them are just so good, and this one is like a classic with a twist. So you're going to see as we go into 2025, they were pretty big in 2024 too, but they're just really changing up pearls. All the designers are. It's really exciting. And then we got 8 pieces of a check fire polish. This is the coolest. Let me get a little piece of wire. This is the coolest colorway. It's an 8mm crystal bronze, and so it's crystal on one side and then it has a bronze wash on the other side. I have never seen this color. I love that. So pretty. And then we got a freeform matte jet triangle bead. And again, like going into 2025, these organic, really contemporary, like modern art shapes are going to be amazing. And so, I don't know if this pearl will go. It does go on 20 gauge wire, but look at the combination with kind of this free form glass and the natural pearl. Oh, I love it. And then we got a check glass asterisk flower, and there are 4 pieces here, and let's see, they should all be hematite, and I love that. That's a pretty classic check glass shape. And then let's see, did I miss something? We're going to go to the check glass spike. I think I'm going to use one of these in my first project. I think these are hematite as well. So isn't it lovely to get a few different shapes in the same bead finish and color? It just gives you a lot of design possibilities. And then we got these cool 2-hole hematite crescent beads, and they are going to make their way in my first project. I'm going to use all of them. There were 6, but 2 of them are missing because I could not help myself but start designing when I saw that. And then this is another thing, another favorite in this box. This is a check glass acid etched oval volcano bead. Look at this bead. And one of the things I love about this box is that it is a mix of black, silver, and gold. So it's like moody and perfect for the winter, but also just classic, neutral, rich, elegant colors for, forever, for every day. But look at these together. Like, I just love the contemporary lines of a collection like this, and for me, like, my brain is screaming really cool bracelet design. I just love that. It's so pretty. I have seen this bead before, but I'm not in this colorway. And like, there's even like, see how there's silver on the edge, gold on the back, and then you see through it the crystal on this side. That is another big 2024 trend, is metals mixing gold and silver in particular. So what a fabulous focal bead for a design to bring in the gold and silver metals, some Baroque pearls, a little touch of black. Oh my, I see a project there. I'm sorry, my motion detector at my front door went off. It interrupts me quite often when I'm filming. So I was saying, up next we got these check glass hearts. These are absolutely gorgeous. These are matte jet AB. So it's jet on one side and you have that AB wash, and it's matte, so it feels very satiny. I just have to tell you, when I took these out of their little bag to put them in my dish, like, they just feel amazing. You know, it's a heart, which hearts are very sweet in design, but it has a little edginess to it. I really love those. And there's quite a few there, so you could do a beaded chain, little section of a bracelet, earrings, quite a few there to work with. And then this is another favorite in this box. These are black agate oval beads, and they're, you know, it's a gemstones. They're cool and they just feel so good against your skin, and they have a nice weight to them, and they have a pretty good size hole. I think I could even do Brazilian waxed cord with those. And then I love these little jet beads. This is the Chinese star cut. These are so amazing. We got 12 pieces of these. It's a small bead, but it is just so unusual and really interesting, the cut. And because of the way that it's cut, it comes to a point in the center, you just get a lot of sparkle, a lot of flash as it moves. Isn't that the coolest little bead? I just love it. And when they string together, there's a little space in between, so maybe a little 3mm druck would kind of create this cool texture if they were strung together. I just really love that. So I'm back around to the front. Did I get everything? No, I missed this. This is the glass. It's a check glass drop, and you would either get crystal Maria acid wash or a gold acid wash, and I'm pretty sure I got the crystal Maria. I absolutely love that, and look how perfect it is if you wanted to do something with this type of a bead. Probably my favorite way to design with it is to put a jump ring through the very top, like 22, but 20 gauge wire is fitting perfectly in there, and cluster them. And I may do that. What a beautiful, like, movable, like, highly textural, dimensional section this would make to use all of them in a cluster. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, we are going to start designing. So I have this, and let's see what else I want from here. Actually, I'm just going to move these off into my tray and make some space, and I'll show you what I have going on. So I have taken 2 of these crescent beads with the 2 holes and use this 20 gauge wire. And the wire that I'm using is my beloved Soft Flex. I love this wire. It's got an anti-tarnish coating, and if you're doing a project where you need different gauges, you can get the exact same color from, you know, 24 gauge. I think it might even have, I think they have 26 as well, all the way up to 16. It's really wonderful. So that's what I'm using. And I just used my medium size 1-step looper to make this little component, and I am playing with a leather add-in to it, and I am planning to do like a totem style pendant and make it articulating. So I'm going to use all of these. I'm going to make 2 more of these components, and for me this is going to be contemporary and edgy and very 2025. And I really I love the negative space, and I love seeing the wire. And I think I'm going to cut these open, and I'm going to give this a try. Sometimes when we're kind of doing design on the fly, because sometimes I have to think out loud when I haven't done a prototype or a sketch. These beads are just amazing. Let me check and make sure they go through my 20 gauge wire, and they do. Oh wow, those are pretty. They're small, but they're mighty. And so let me get my 2 1/4 millimeter 1-step looper and just start with a loop. And I'm going to, let me tidy this loop up because I probably won't be opening these again. And I'm going to feed this down through this hole, and I'm going to feed this one up through this way, and just get my loop going in the same direction, and put another loop in there. You don't have to get too close, and you can totally do simple loops with your pliers, but I really like this tool when I'm making components like this. I don't know, I just find that I get better loops and have better control. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing. And just make a little component. And same thing. Just going to line up. Just ignore the beads. That's kind of how I get it in there. I just ignore the beads and concentrate on my loop. And you can always tidy up your loops with pliers when you're all done, which, you know, on a component like this, that's a given. You're going to have to do that. So get a second pair of pliers in here. This one needs to be closed a little bit. When you're using the one-step looper, if you have an unusual shaped bead, a bead with angles or curves, it doesn't go in, the wire doesn't go in perfectly straight. So that's another component, and I'm just going to do another one. Okay, and now I think I want to connect these with some of these little beads in between. So let me just, and I think I'll stay with the same size loop. Let's see what 3 of these look like. You know what? I'm just thinking I would love to add a little bit of gold into this. What about a little gold spacer bead in the middle? Okay, I have some little matte gold check glass beads left over from another project. I have cubes and rounds. Let's see how many cubes I have. And I also have metal. Let me just play for 1 second with a little design here. Okay, I love that. I love adding the little gold cube bead in the middle. I'm really thinking about the trends for 2025, and gold is my favorite. I do wear silver, but I have more gold than silver, so I love being able to add it in wherever possible. And then if I want to layer or be creative with my jewelry when I get dressed, you know, with how I style things. But look at that beautiful little component. So I'm going to do this one and two more. Okay, I've cleaned up a little bit and I have my plan for my pendant. Let me just set these back in the dish and get another piece of wire. I am going to need some jump rings. Okay, I'm going to use my favorite plier and just make some small jump rings, because I decided, since I want this pendant to be articulated, that I am going to attach everything with jump rings. So let me see, I have a nice cut end here, and I am just going to roll a coil and make some jump rings. Okay, and now with my flat side of my flush cutter, I'm just going to go at the beginning of the first coil and just snip one at a time all the way up the coil. And let's connect. So I'm just going to put that through there, and that through there. I'm letting my little piece of leather kind of hang out. I was just experimenting with if I could double the leather and if it would fit through the holes and hang nicely. And I have a little pot of goodies off to the side here for finishing this top of the pendant and the necklace part. I'm just going to connect all the way down like that, just using a jump ring for each simple loop, just like this, making sure not to connect it twisted. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, that is so cool. It's almost like a chain. Oh, I love this. Oh my goodness. If I had more of these crescents, I would just love to do like a whole bracelet or a whole necklace in that pattern. Isn't that gorgeous? But that's the cool thing about dollar bead, is if you do want more of anything that's in the box or the bag, you go back on the website and everything's $1. Okay, so I had not originally thought about adding in gold, but I really love just the little touch of gold. And since we had some gold in the box, I'm going to briolette wrap these two, and that's going to be my final drops. And I have this little pot of loveliness here because I want to make this a pendant that can come off of the necklace I'm going to build and put it on anything. It could go on a silver chain, a stainless steel chain, a gold chain. It's so edgy. I think even ball chain would look really pretty with that. So I'm going to do a briolette wrap. So I'm going to put my 20 gauge wire through here and just draw this up to the top and take my pliers and just mold that wire around to the top of that bead, just like that. And I'm going to come right where that bend is, just a little bit above, right about there, and just snip the shorter wire. And so now I'm going to do a simple normal wire wrapped loop, and when I wrap down, I'll wrap right over that cut end and just encase the cut end in my wraps. And let's see, which direction do I want to go? I think I'll do it that way. So I'm going to get a hold of it right there. Make a 90-degree bend. Never skip the step of warming and straightening your wire, because it really makes everything you do with wire wrapping, everything easier. The wire performs a lot better. Then I'm going to do this about a medium-sized loop, bring that over the top barrel, rotate my pliers out of the way. I'm going to hold on to it really tight over here and pull this around, and I just get it centered. And then I'm going to wrap down over my cut end. And you know, you could do like really messy, chunky wraps here, whatever you like. I like to do things pretty neat, but sometimes I'll decide to wrap back up and make it a little bit chunkier. Let's see, where do I want to stop? One more. Okay, and trim. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. So I had 2 of my cube beads left, and I just love the silver wire. So I just did 2 little components just to add more articulation to my pendant. So everything is going to swing and move all the way down this pendant. And it is kind of like a totem pendant. I did a video on a totem pendant almost a year ago, and it was just beautiful. And it was based on a really, really expensive, a fine jewelry piece from a jeweler that I saw online, and I did a really inexpensive version of it, but it was really beautiful. So I kind of have a little bit of a love for totem pendants. And like I said, since this is so contemporary and edgy, I'm going to make it so that it comes off of the necklace and can be switched around to style it different ways. Okay, this is the last connection, and we're going to work on the top part, the bail of this pendant. Look how gorgeous this is. I mean, it's funky, but I really love it. I think it is so pretty. I just love, love, love it. I want to play with it. Okay, so what I have in this little dish is a leather cord end cap, and these are made so that you can flatten the middle, so you can glue it on or flatten the middle. And I keep in my wardrobe just plain leather cords that I can put pendants on and off. And so I've already done this one. This is so beautiful. I had this in my stash. I don't know where I got it, but I do order from Leather Cord USA on Etsy and Bracelet Street, so it may be one of those. I've had it for a few years, but it is like the color of pearl. So I decided to go ahead and set up a plain pearlescent leather cord, because in the coming year I foresee myself making other pendants that can go on it. So I need my bail that I'm going to create here. I'm going to need it to be big enough for this and my magnetic clasp to go through. So I've already got this little, it's not little, it's a big and it's a heavy gauge jump ring, and everything fits through it. And you know, I mostly do make my own jump rings, but I had this little selection here, and it even has stainless steel ones in it, and gold and antique bronze and copper, and they're just a really, really heavy gauge. It looks like even heavier than 16 gauge. They're hard to open, but for an application like this, it'll be perfect. It's going to be the perfect bail. And so I'm just show you how these go on. Like I said, if you wanted to glue, you certainly could, and you do have to be careful not to break these. And I found that my Xuron my Xuron needle nose pliers fit in there perfectly. And I don't even know what millimeter this leather is, but these are all just things from my stash, because I do sort of collect things up, and of course I have decades of collecting things. So if I can find these crimpable cord ends, I will link them below. I can't remember where I got them, but all you do is get your leather in there. You don't want it poking through, because you don't want to obstruct this hole, and you also don't want to see it. So I'm just going to get it on there and then get my pliers right in that little joint in the middle. And it takes a little bit of strength, and you don't have to do it all in one. You can like gently crush. It's already starting to pinch the leather. If you're too aggressive, like I just felt it smash, if you're too aggressive, you can break these. And give it the tug test. It's very secure. You can come back with a little dot of glue in the top if you feel like your crimp is not secure. But there's that. And then I have some smaller jump rings here, and I am just going to add this magnetic clasp to this leather cord. So this is going to go in my jewelry wardrobe. If you've been around my channel, I've even shown, like, I have a whole stack of different color leather. I have burgundy and pink and bronze and purple. I did not have black, and I did not have like this pretty silver or white. So I decided to add to my collection because one of the things I love to do is pendants. And when I travel, I love to choose a chain and maybe a leather cord and 2 pendants. I'm talking and not doing what I need to do. I closed the jump ring without attaching it. But I love to just bring like 2 chains and then a few pendants, and that way I can change up my look, but I don't have a tangle of necklaces in my suitcase. So this is done, and like I say, the bail on all my pendants, I just have to make sure that it fits through so I can change them out. So I love doing this. Look at this. And you can, if you do these for yourself, if you like shorter necklaces, do them shorter. I like longer necklaces, so I always do mine, about 22 to anywhere from 22 to 30 inches. And this has been coiled up for a while, but the nice thing about leather is once you put a little weight on it, I'll just hang it on a little hook in my closet and it'll straighten out and just be so pretty. But that's ready to go for the pendant. So I wished that I had had a little bit thicker silver leather. It's like, this is so pretty. It's like a metallic silver, but I didn't. So I was playing with, that's why I didn't cut it. I was playing with doing a double here, and I think that's going to work. I do have extras of these, so if it doesn't work, if I mess this up, I do have another one. So I'm just going to, first of all, get all my ends to be the same. Just trim them all so that they're the same. And see how, I'm going to just play for a second. I'm going to push this inside, see if everything fits with 4. And also if I want to shorten that, I'm just going to play for 1 second. Okay, it doesn't fit with 4. So let's see. I wish it fit with the 4, but it feels like if I'm patient, it feels like I might be able to do it. I'm just going to take a minute and see if I'm a little bit stubborn. It's really pretty with the single strand, but I'm a little bit stubborn, and if I can make this fit in here, I'm going to give it a try. Look at that, you guys. I am a little bit stubborn. When I want something to happen with my project, I make it happen. I love that. It looks so much better with the double leather. I just, I didn't want to damage my leather that's on the outside. And before I flat crimp, I do want to make sure that everything is the way that I want it. And just give it one more push. I can see everything is in there Oh my, that is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing again.
Do a little bit front to back, not be too aggressive. I think I got it. Give it the tug test. And like I said, if you want to put a little bit of glue, you can. That turned out great. I love it. You can also, especially with this thinner leather, kind of move it around with your pliers, but it's nice and firm and I love it. That is gorgeous. And now I am simply going to put this heavy duty jump ring through the top of this, and that's my bail. These are really, really heavy. Let's see if we do it this way. There. Okay, let me clean up my mess a little bit. Oh my, this is so beautiful. I'm so excited for this. It's so pretty and so unusual and chic, and it's just all the things. So beautiful. And then I also am ready with this pearl cord for some pearl pendants as I get my bead boxes in. Maybe when I get my Baroque pearls from Dollar Bead, maybe I'll design another pendant. Even this one, look how pretty this pearl matches this leather cord. Maybe I'm going to design another pendant for this cord with that, but I'll put some pictures up at the end so you can see how lovely this is. But you know, this is such a pretty style for sweaters or you know, a shirt and a cardigan. I just love it. So I thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check the description box. I do have a discount code for Dollar Bead, and it is a wonderful resource for jewelry makers. The website is so sweet. And I'm gonna, before I take these pictures, I am going to brush my anti-tarnish coating on all my metal findings here to keep them nice and shiny. And I thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Ciao, creative friends.